Welcome to this training on Google Slides, a tool for creating presentations. Or is it? The possibilities are endless with Google Slides, and we're going to cover all of the features that unlock these powers so the next time that you're looking for a tool to create a flyer, diagram, how-to directions, or other step-by-step tutorials, maybe a newsletter, recipe book, photo album, an interactive worksheet, maybe a team collaboration or brainstorm document for a meeting, and a presentation, of course, you'll turn to Google Slides. The possibilities are endless. Hello everyone, I'm Heather Matisse, your instructor for this course. I'm a certified Google educator and a certified Google trainer. I've spent more than 11 years in the world of learning and development, specifically focusing on EdTech tools in the higher education and corporate spaces. I'm known for finding the most efficient way to use a tool. In this course, we'll begin with a look at how to get started with Google Slides, which includes starting with Google Drive and then navigating our way around the Slides editor. A big bonus for those with existing PowerPoints, you can use the editor without even converting your PowerPoint files. Next, we'll cover a variety of view options, helping you set up the editor in a way that works best for you. This can mean using guides or changing the page setup to a printable 8.5 by 11 inches. That's right, it's not just for presentations. We'll spend quite some time exploring the various editing and insert tools and how that correlates with a theme builder. Want a good return on your investment? Use the theme builder. And of course, we have to touch on collaboration features. It's Google after all. Finally, for you traditional presenters, we'll cover motions, which includes slide transitions and object animations, as well as multiple ways to present and special interactive presenter tools at your fingertips. So buckle up your seatbelt and let's get started. Go ahead and meet me over in the first lesson. See you there. Let's take a look at getting started with Google Slides. First, from the web-based version of Google Drive, select the New button. Go down to Google Slides, and the options are to create a blank presentation or from a template. By selecting Blank Presentation, it opens a new blank presentation in a new tab. Selecting from a template opens the template gallery, and from here you can select a template to use. A little side note, the possibilities are endless with Google Slides. It goes way beyond a presentation tool. Just look at some of these examples in the template gallery. It's so versatile. Okay, getting back on track now. The third option is to open a PowerPoint. So back in Google Drive, double-click to open an existing PowerPoint presentation, which does open in Google Slides. You can edit as is, or you can select File, and then Save as Google Slides to convert it to Google Slides. Pick one of these three options, a blank presentation, from a template, or an existing PowerPoint to get started and follow along. Alright, so along the top left is the file information. Below this is the menu bar, and below this is the toolbar, which acts as sort of shortcuts to the options you will find in the menu bar. To the top right is Collaboration, which is also known as Share. And down the left with these little mini slide tiles, this is called the film strip. And then front and center is the individual slide. Just below the single slide is presentation notes or speaker notes, which can be adjusted as needed. So the first thing to do when starting with a blank presentation is to pick a theme. Themes in Google Slides are pre-designed sets of colors, fonts, and layouts that provide a consistent and professional look to your presentation. Think of layouts as the types of slides or their general design. So to do this, select Theme from the toolbar, select from the options provided, or at the bottom select Import Theme. You can either use Upload to select a PowerPoint presentation containing a desired theme, or you can select the source of the theme from a presentation in your Google Drive with these other tabs, and then click Insert. A new window will display the available themes within that presentation. Select the specific theme that you want to import, and then click Import Theme, and the chosen theme will be applied to your entire presentation, replacing any previously applied theme. Now let's look at the film strip. There is more than one way to add, duplicate, move, and delete slides. First thing on the toolbar is New Slide, which inserts a slide from the same layout as the slide you currently have selected. To the right is New Slide with Layout, allowing you to pick a specific layout as determined by the theme. The alternative here is to use the keyboard shortcut Control-M to add a new blank slide with the same layout as the slide that is already selected. Another option is to use Control-D on Windows or Command-D on a Mac to duplicate a slide, but note that this includes the layout plus any content that is already on the slide. To move a slide, you can click, hold, drag, and drop the slide. To delete a slide, use the Delete key on your keyboard. Another way to do these options is to right-click on a slide, and you'll see Delete, New Slide, Duplicate, and Move. There are also additional options here, such as Skip Slide, Apply a different layout, and so much more. And that's not all. You also have the slide menu with these same options, which includes more choices for moving slides, as well as a button to edit theme. One final tip about the film strip: you can select more than one slide by using Shift on Windows or Command on a Mac when selecting slides. To select all slides, use the keyboard shortcut Control-A on Windows or Command-A on a Mac. The other option is to use the Edit menu and then click Select All. Alright, so you're off to a great start. Meet me over in the next lesson. See you there! Let's take a look at a few view options available in Google Slides. First, click the View menu. One option is to switch to Grid View, which displays all slides as thumbnails in a grid layout, offering a quick visual overview of the entire presentation. To switch back to the film strip for editing slides, use the film strip icon in the bottom left corner, or click the View menu and turn off Grid View. Note, the keyboard shortcut is indicated in the menu if you would like to use that instead. From the View menu, the ruler can also be turned on or off. By default, it is on. This is a great feature to have turned on when you need to position objects at specific distances, either from the edges of the slide or from each other, which helps create a visually balanced presentation. This would be for users that are going beyond the pre-made layouts or creating one from scratch. From the View menu, another customizable option here are the guides. Select Show Guides to turn on a single horizontal and vertical line. These act like invisible rulers that can be used to help precisely align text boxes, images, or other elements on the slides. Use the Add Vertical Guide or Add Horizontal Guide options to add more lines. To customize, one option is to drag the guides to the desired location on the slide. The other option is to go back to the View menu, go down to Guides, and select Edit Guides. You can add new guides, adjust guide positions manually, or even set a color for specific guides. Select Done to save these changes. Before we actually use these, go back to View, click on Snap To, and make sure that the Guides is turned on, which will be indicated with a check mark. Now, drag and drop your text boxes, images, or shapes on the slide. Notice how these elements snap to the guides as you move them, ensuring that precise positioning. Last trick about guides, you can right-click on a slide and select Guides from the menu for quicker access. Also, notice the keyboard shortcuts if you prefer to use those. Other options in the View menu include showing the speaker notes or the film strip. When checked, they are shown, and no check mark means they are hidden. In the View menu, there is a Zoom menu as well as Full Screen. Note that the Full Screen menu removes all controls, so use Escape to show those again. Speaking of full screen, to have a larger viewing area with access to some controls, use the arrow in the far right of the toolbar to hide the menus. Repeat to show the menus. One last option regarding View is the overall page setup. Select the File menu and select Page Setup. From here, a set of options are available and will be applied to all slides in the presentation. This can also be customized. You can type in the width, the height, and select the unit of measurement. So for example, to create a printable document, use the standard printer paper size of 8.5 by 11 inches for portrait documents and vice versa for landscape. Notice that changing the page setup alters the theme as well. So it's dynamic. It changes with it. All the more reason to use a theme as opposed to manually adding text boxes to blank slides because they will not change as smoothly and require manual adjustments. And that's it for view options in Google Slides. Meet me over the next lesson. See you there! Let's take a look at how to edit Google Slides. First, click on the Insert menu. Notice the list of options available. Some of the items are also available on the toolbar, such as Image, Text Box, Shape, Line, Comment, and New Slide. Let's look at the toolbar. The New Slide button is on the left. Here in the center of the toolbar are those other edit or insert tools such as Text Box, Image, Shape, Line, and Comment. One option that was not in the Insert menu is Background. Now you know where everything is located, let's edit our slides. First, when using a theme, use the placeholder text boxes to click and type. Notice that the toolbar now includes text formatting tools similar to Google Docs, Sheets, and others. Click on a text box to format all text in the text box, or select portions of the text to customize only that text. Also, text boxes in Google Slides can be formatted similar to images and shapes. The options include fill color, border weight, and border dash. Also, check the format options to find additional advanced formatting features. To add additional text boxes, use the Insert menu or the toolbar and select Text Box. Either click on the slide to create an instant box or drag to create a specific text box shape. The text box is selected and outlined in blue. If you click outside of the box and it's empty with no text, it looks like it disappeared, but it didn't. Hover your mouse back over where the text box should be and notice the change in the mouse indicating an object is below. Click to reselect the text box. Another option is to sort of drag and select all objects on the slide, which will reveal all objects, including any quote-unquote invisible text boxes. Also note that these added text boxes are like adding images or shapes, so therefore emphasis. Use the theme builder to customize slide layouts for the boxes with your main text. Using the Insert menu or the toolbar, select Image. The options here are similar to other Google tools. You can upload from your computer, you can search Google Images directly, you can also search for GIFs and stickers. Images can be pulled from your Drive or from Google Photos. You can also use by URL, just make sure you have the rights to use that image. And last is to use the camera. Pick any method to add an image. When selecting an image, notice the toolbar changes with formatting options similar to those in Docs, Sheets, and others, which include border color, border weight, border dash, crop, reset, and replace image. A special note about format options. This side panel has advanced formatting features, which includes drop shadow and reflection, which is not available in Docs and is special to Google Slides. Also special to Google Slides is the small arrow beside of crop, allowing you to mask an image to a specific shape. For some shapes, you can use the yellow diamonds to customize the proportions or positioning. Use the blue squares to resize, the circle to rotate, and drag and drop the image to position it on the slide. Shapes and lines are available in other Google tools, but become pretty useful here in Google Slides. Using the Insert menu or the toolbar, select Shape, and explore the menu to select a shape. Click on the slide to create it. Use the same formatting tools for text boxes and images to customize the shape. For most shapes, you can double-click inside of the shape to add text. Now the process for lines is very similar. You can use the arrow beside a line to select a specific line type, such as the elbow or curved connector. You can use these to connect the purple dots from one object to another and then format it as desired. Now, as one object is picked up and moved, the line stays connected. This can be very useful in Google Slides when creating various diagrams or flowcharts of any kind. Last option on the toolbar is background. Choose a specific color or choose an image. Now note, this only applies to the one single slide that is currently selected, so it may be best to make these types of changes in the theme builder so that it is applied to all of the layouts. And that's it for editing in Google Slides. Meet me over the next lesson. See you there! Let's take a look at some advanced edit or insert tools in Google Slides. First, click on the Insert menu. Notice the list of options that are available. The four main tools are also located on the toolbar, and those include Image, Text Box, Shape, and Line. So let's explore all of the others here in the Insert menu. Let's look at Audio. When you click Audio, a small Google Drive window opens. Use the tabs along the top or the search bar to find the audio clip needed. Select the audio clip and then select Insert. A small audio button is added to the presentation. You can resize and position it as needed on the slide. Typical media controls are available, such as play, pause, and volume. From the three-dot menu, you can select playback speed to adjust the audio speed. When inserting an audio clip, a Format Options side panel will open. If at any time it is not visible, select the audio button and then select Format Options from the toolbar. At the top is a more advanced audio playback section. All sections below are the usual formatting tools such as size and rotation, position, recolor, and adjustments. To help with visual appearance, you can add a drop shadow or a reflection, and last is alt text. Last note, when selecting the audio button, notice the formatting options that are available on the toolbar are the same for images, so you can change the border design or even use the Replace Image to pick something other than the audio button. Back to the Insert menu, select Video. The options are YouTube and Google Drive. Let's focus on YouTube. Using the search bar along the top, you can search YouTube directly, or you can paste in a YouTube video link. Either way, select the video and click Insert. You can resize and position as needed. When the video is selected, notice the formatting options that are available on the toolbar. If you don't see the Format Options side panel, select Format Options from the toolbar. At the top, customize the video playback options. All other sections below are the same formatting tools available with other objects, so customize as needed. A side note about audio clips and videos. While you may not use these two as often for presentations, this feature is a great addition to Google Slides that are used to create interactive worksheets, step-by-step tutorials, newsletters, and such. Remember, Google Slides is much more than a presentation tool. Back to the Insert menu, select Table. Select the table size. Resize and position the table as needed on the slide. When the table is selected, or when clicking inside the table, notice the formatting options that are available on the toolbar. If you don't see the Format Options side panel, select Format Options from the toolbar. Text fitting is a unique setting only for tables. One pro tip here, tables may feel similar to tables in Google Docs or Google Sheets, but you may feel limited on formatting controls. You may actually find it easier to copy a table from Google Docs or from Google Sheets and paste it into Google Slides. Most formatting will copy over, so test out that trick and see if it works better for you. Back to the Insert menu, select Charts. These are similar to the options in Google Sheets, so much so that you must use Sheets to store or update the data for the chart. When the chart is added to Google Slides, it remains linked to that Google Sheet. Therefore, you can pick one of these options that are given, but you then have to work backwards to alter the data table in Sheets that it creates. So for that reason, it can sometimes be more efficient to go directly to Sheets, enter your data, create and format your chart, and then import it to Google Slides. So to do so, you select from Sheets. Select the Google Sheet and then select the chart and click Import. You can resize and position as needed. When the chart is selected, notice the formatting options that are available on the toolbar. If you don't see the Format Options side panel, select Format Options from the toolbar. One special note here, on the chart, you can click the three dots to access a menu of linked chart options. Back to the Insert menu, select Diagram. This really brings your presentation up a notch and helps provide a clear message. Select an option and the Diagrams side panel opens. Use the options along the top, which change based on the diagram type. Use the arrow at the top to go back to the list of all diagrams. Once you've found the correct diagram, click it and it appears on your slide. Edit the content as needed. Notice the different format options on the toolbar that appear as you navigate the different types of diagrams. One special trick. To pick up and move these diagrams, you may have to select all content first. Remember, you can drag and highlight. You can either click the Edit menu and click Select All, or you can use the keyboard shortcuts. Either way, select all content first, and then carefully reposition or resize the diagram as needed. Another pro tip, to make this easier to move next time, while you have everything selected, go ahead and right-click and select Group. Now look how easy it is to pick up and resize when needed. Okay, last time. Back to the Insert menu, select Word Art, which is a tool you're probably familiar with. Type in your text using Shift-Enter for multiple lines, and then press Enter to create the word art. First things first, look at the formatting options on the toolbar, such as font, bold, or italics. You also have the same formatting options that are available for shapes. Just like other objects, you can resize and position as needed. If you don't see the Format Options side panel, select Format Options from the toolbar. If you need to edit the text, you can double-click on the word art, make your edits, and press Enter again to save. And that's it for advanced editing and insert tools in Google Slides. Meet me over in the next lesson. See you there. Let's take a look at the theme builder in Google Slides. No matter the presentation tool, most people tend to jump right in and edit without utilizing the master, or in this case, Google Slides now calls it the theme builder. Without realizing it, that method may be like working harder, not smarter. Utilizing the theme builder can be helpful for many reasons. 1. Consistency. Theme Builder ensures all of your slides have a uniform look and feel. It controls fonts, colors, and layouts across the entire presentation, saving you time and effort in replicating the style on each slide. 2. Efficiency. Making changes in the Theme Builder applies to all slides at once. Imagine editing the font style on 20 slides individually. Theme Builder lets you do it in one shot. Another reason is maintainability. If you decide to update the overall presentation style later, you only need to modify it in the Theme Builder. This keeps your edits centralized and avoids the risk of missing a slide during those manual updates. Plus, think about all of the time that is saved. And a fourth reason is collaboration. Sharing a presentation with a consistent theme through the Theme Builder makes collaboration smoother. Everyone adding content adheres to the same design, resulting in a more polished and final product. Now that you're convinced to use this method of building presentations, let's look at how to get there. Select the View menu and then select Theme Builder. First, notice the color contrast. The film strip is still white and the theme builder is a dark gray. You can use the X in the top right corner to close the theme builder, or you can click on a slide in the film strip. On the toolbar is a new button. It's called Colors. You can click on Colors to open up the theme colors. Use the drop-down menu to select an item and then customize the color. Repeat as needed. This allows you to easily design slides with a specific set of colors. Next, notice the difference between theme and layouts. Like building a house, the theme slide is the blueprint. It dictates the overall visual identity, so fonts and colors, that applies to all layouts and consequently all slides in your presentation. Your layout slides are like the room layouts. They offer various content organization and arrangement options within the framework established by the theme slide. So use the theme slide to change the font and style for the entire presentation. Notice changes made here are applied throughout, but you can still customize individual layouts. Now, looking at the layout slides. As you click on a layout, notice slides in the presentation with that layout are outlined in yellow in the film strip. This helps you identify which slides to monitor as you make changes in the theme builder. When on a layout slide, notice the tools in the toolbar look similar to regular slides, but both text box and image have special features in the theme builder. So let's update this first slide. Make any formatting adjustments or move or resize any objects. Let's look at the special text box feature called placeholders. These placeholders allow you to efficiently add text while maintaining a consistent format throughout the presentation. So this slide has a title placeholder and a subtitle placeholder. To add another placeholder, click the text box from the toolbar and then select Body Text Placeholder. Position where you would like it, adjust the size, and any formatting as desired. Remember, the format that is automatically applied comes from the theme slide above. Before we test this out, let's do the same with images. Select Image from the toolbar, select Image Placeholder, and select an option. Resize and adjust the position on the slide. As with other images, the same formatting options are available to customize as needed. Use Mask Image to pick a different shape if needed. Next, along the top of this layout, you can click Rename. Give the slide a useful name, especially when collaborating with others. Now, let's exit Theme Builder. Remember, there are two ways to do this, so pick either one. The placeholders for both text and images appear on the slide that you created, allowing you or collaborators to easily add text or images, building out a clear, professional presentation. Now, that's not all. Let's go back into the theme builder. Let's look at other layouts. To delete a layout, select one and use the delete button on your keyboard, or right-click on a layout and select delete. This is helpful when working with collaborators and removing any layout that you do not want others to use. To copy or duplicate a layout, use the right-click menu. If you copy or duplicate a layout, make sure to rename the layout to something helpful. Now let's circle back to our look at text boxes and images. Anything here in the theme builder, aside from our placeholders, is locked from editing. So it's like placing untouchable items in the background. One great idea for this is logos. Use the image tool in the toolbar, select image again, and select the option that you need. In this case, I'm going to grab the Google Slides logo and pretend like it's my school, company, or department logo. Shrink it down and place it in one of the corners. You can now copy and paste this to other layouts so that the logo appears on all slides of your presentation. Similar to images, using the regular text box instead of placeholder places the text in the untouchable background. So this could be used for writing something like the copyright information or when it was last updated, any kind of text that is sort of permanent and untouchable in the background. With this concept in mind, you can get even more fancy here by adding shapes and images to really create and personalize the presentation's overall theme and design. The possibilities here really are endless, so design away. Everything here is in the background. And that's it for the theme builder in Google Slides. Meet me over the next lesson. See you there. Let's take an advanced look at the theme builder in Google Slides. To recap, first select the View menu and then select Theme Builder. Remember to pay close attention to the color contrast to know when you're in the Theme Builder versus regular Google Slide Editor. Also, remember you can use the X in the top right corner to close the Theme Builder or click on a slide in the film strip. Also, remember, the Theme Builder allows you to create text and image placeholders, allowing for a clean, consistent design. Everything else is essentially locked or untouchable in the background. So let's take that concept and explore a bit further. Let's walk through an example of using Google Slides to create something that is interactive and not necessarily for live presentations. We're going to use the life cycle as an example, so the key is to focus on the Google Slide concept that is shown, not necessarily the content. Think about how this concept could be utilized in your personal role. First, I've already added this life cycle image directly on the slide. If I want my intended users to label the life cycle, I could add text boxes, but remember, they disappear when they're empty. That means I need to either go ahead and add text so that it doesn't disappear, or I can add a border color, maybe even a fill color, and now it just looks like a shape, right? So maybe the alternative could be to add shapes, because text can be added inside of shapes. So how does that look? Okay, we're getting somewhere. Another option is to provide a drag and drop word bank. So for this, you need to have some empty boxes already around the life cycle, and now create your word bank. You can use text boxes or shapes, but I want you to notice that both of these can be a little bit difficult to drag and drop. You really have to have your mouse in the correct spot. People tend to accidentally click on the blue squares and start resizing the text box or the shape. What's easier to drag and drop is images. So either import your words as images, or you can even use word art. Now look how easily they drag and drop. Also, did you pick up on the other little trick? All of the space around the slide is usable space. So use that area to put directions, information, maybe your drag and drop items. All of that can go around the outside. So all of that seems simple enough, right? But what happens when something is accidentally deleted or the whole life cycle image is moved? Because you know someone's going to mess it up, right? And then what? The answer is the theme builder. Remember, the big key concept is the theme builder locks content into the background. So let's set them up for success by taking a few extra minutes on our end to build something that is easy for the user to use and manipulate, as opposed to putting everything directly on this slide and opening up the chance for things to get messed up. Select the View menu and then select Theme Builder. Right-click on a layout and select New Layout. At the top, don't forget to rename the layout. Now let's add in our content. I copied and now I'm going to paste my image. Everything that I want to remain untouchable goes here in the Theme Builder. And now for the fun trick. Select text box from the toolbar and select one of the placeholders. You can resize and position the text box so that it fits perfectly inside of the label boxes. But don't worry about any overflow that you see here. Focus on the blue outline of that text box. From the toolbar, click Format Options and go down to Text Fitting. Make sure that Auto Fit is set to Shrink Text on Overflow. That is what matters. Great. Now make sure to format anything else as needed, especially any vertical or horizontal text alignment, and then you're going to copy and paste all the other boxes. Exit Theme Builder when you're done. Along the top, add the new layout that was created. And look at that. My image and label boxes are locked in place. You just have a clear place to click and just start typing. And if anything happens and that undo button is not enough, they can reset by adding the layout in again. So that was the basic concept of using the theme builder to lock items when creating interactive activities in Google Slides. Hopefully, now your wheels are turning with ideas. You can use this concept to create trivia or Jeopardy boards, any form of matching or sorting activities, any form of drag and drop, whether it be fill in the blank, label a process, create scenarios, or math or science equations. You could also create different types of digital worksheets or digital notebooks, also interactive timelines, and really just so much more. Hide everything in the theme builder, give only what the user needs with the text or image placeholders, and don't forget to utilize the space around the slide to add directions, notes, or your drag and drop items. And that's it for an advanced look at Theme Builder in Google Slides. Meet me over in the next lesson. See you there! Let's take a look at collaboration features in Google Slides, many of which are similar to other Google tools, but there are a few special things to point out. First, click Share in the top right corner. At the top of the Share window, you can give specific people, entire groups, or even calendar events access to the Google slide. Below that is a list of people with current access, and at the bottom you can give general access. For education and business users, you can turn access on for your domain. Everyone, regardless of account type, can turn on public access, called Anyone with the Link. This allows anyone to see the document if they have the link. Now, when sharing files, there are 3 types of access levels. Editor, which means people can edit, comment, and share the file. A commenter, people can comment, but they cannot edit or share the file. And then you have viewers. These people can access the file, but they cannot edit, comment, or share it. All of that said, clicking the Settings gear reveals additional options. You can turn off the ability for editors to change permission and share the file. You can also turn off the ability for viewers and commenters to download, print, and copy the file. So by default, these are on, so turn them off when needed. Let's look at a special share trick. Use the arrow beside of Share and click Copy Link. Open a new tab and paste in the link, but don't press Enter. At the end of the URL, look for the word Edit and erase everything up to the slash. Type in the word Copy and press Enter. This URL trick creates a forced copy link that can be shared with others. This is great when keeping your original file intact and allowing others to grab their own copy. Maybe it's to edit it or to take their own notes as you present. Next, let's look at commenting. Google Documents offer a versatile commenting system to facilitate discussions and feedback within your documents. In Google Slides, comments can be placed on whole slides or individual objects. To place a comment on a slide, navigate to that slide and then click Add Comment from the toolbar, or use the keyboard shortcut Control-Alt-M on Microsoft, or Command-Option-M on Mac. The whole slide will be outlined in yellow. To add a comment to an individual object, you can right-click on an object and select Comment, or select an object and the same keyboard shortcuts apply. Either way, once you open a comment, type your message. If the comment requires someone's attention, tag them. To tag people within the comment, type @ followed by the person's email address and select their name from the list. You can tag more than one person at a time. This notifies the person by email as well as appears in the activity section of Google Drive. Therefore, a good rule of thumb is when in doubt, tag people. When tagging someone, an optional checkbox for Assign To appears. Tick it and click Assign to notify them, which also works really well with Activity section of Google Drive. You and others can reply to comments. Use replies to engage in discussions, provide additional information, or propose solutions. Click on the comment to open it, type your reply in the designated box, and click Reply. Anyone that was tagged in the initial comment and the person that posted the comment will be notified. Notice you can also use emojis for reactions. Click on the smiley face icon next to the comment to access the emoji menu and choose the one you want. This adds a touch of informality and it can be used to give a quick approval like a thumbs up. To resolve comments, click the check mark. Make sure to use this when an issue is raised in a comment and it's been addressed or the discussion is complete. This removes it from the active comment list, but it can still be accessed through all comment history. It also helps clear up the activity section of Google Drive for all users. Speaking of the comment window, select Show All Comments in the top right corner to open the comment side window. From here, you can view all comments, filtering by all types or resolved. When a document is full of comments, utilize the For You tab to see only comments you are tagged in or assigned. When more than one person is in the Google Slide file, utilize the pointers in the top right corner. Show others your pointer or turn on or off other pointers. This helps understand exact locations that they may be pointing to on the slide to better drive the conversation. Alright, so along the top we covered Share and See All Comments. Beside of this is Version History. From the side panel that opens, scroll down through the list of versions. You can click on a version to view it. You can also view the track changes by color and collaborator on the left. To take an action on a specific version, select the three-dot menu. The options include Restore this version, Name this version, and Make a copy. Naming versions is great for a document that goes through different stages like brainstorming, draft, and then final, or for a document that has had versions over the years, such as version 1, version 2, or version 2023, version 2024. If named versions are utilized, you can use the filter at the top to switch from all versions to named versions. This helps you quickly navigate to the version history of the document. And an added bonus, this allows you to have one file with all of the versions as opposed to accumulating multiple versions of the same file. And that's it for collaboration in Google Slides. Meet me over the next lesson. See you there. Let's take a look at motions in Google Slides, which includes slide transitions and individual object animations. The purpose is to add visual flair to how your slides move from one to the next, or how individual objects enter, move, or leave a single slide while presenting. The key is presenting. If you're using Google Slides to create a presentation, these features may be for you. Google Slides is so much more than a presentation tool, so if you're using it for any other reason, you may not use these features. So for you presenters, let's dive on in. First, you need a presentation with a few slides. These slides should have a few objects and text and any placeholders. That will allow you to test out and follow along with these steps. Up first is slide transitions. Select a slide. Select the View menu and then select Motion, and a side panel appears. By default, the slide transition is set to None. Select the None drop-down menu and pick from the options provided. Adjust the speed with the yellow slider. Use the play button at the bottom to preview the transition. When finished, you can either press the stop button, or you can press the enter key on your keyboard, or you can click on the slide. You can change to a different transition or a different speed if needed. You can also press apply to all slides, or you can select a different slide and apply a different transition. A little pro tip here, consistency with the same transition for all slides typically comes across better for the viewer. Now this motion side panel also includes object animations. Select an object such as a text box, shape, or image, and then select Add Animation. From the first drop-down menu, select a type of animation. From the second drop-down menu, select when the animation should play, such as on click, after previous, or with previous. The by paragraph option allows you to animate the individual paragraphs or bullet points as opposed to the whole object at once. Some animation types also include a slider to adjust the animation speed. So once you're ready, use the play button to preview the animation and make adjustments as needed. Now that one animation has been added, select another object on the slide and repeat the same steps. When more than one animation is used per slide, use the move icon to drag and reorder animations as needed. This is important when utilizing animation timing such as after previous or with previous, so you need these animations to be in the correct order. To delete an animation, select it and use the trash can. Utilize that play button throughout this process to double check until the motions are set as intended. To get the full feeling, select the slideshow button at the top to preview the full presentation, and then use Escape on your keyboard to exit the presentation preview. Again, make any changes as needed. And that's it for motions in Google Slides. Meet me over the next lesson. See you there. Let's take a look at presenting Google Slides. If you're using Google Slides to create a presentation, this is for you. Google Slides is so much more than a presentation tool, so if you're using it for any other reason, you may not need these features. So, for you presenters, let's dive in. First, open your completed presentation. We're going to add two things. If you're presenting, the audience oftentimes finds it helpful to have a place to follow along, and bonus, to take notes. So to help with this, utilize the speaker notes section. For example, create a space for the audience to take notes. While they could certainly do this on their own, giving them a head start is helpful, as well as a reminder. And then below this, you could provide presenter notes or self-check questions, maybe links to additional resources, whatever fits your topic and style. Great, so that's one thing to add to your presentation. The second thing to add is the link or QR code to your presentation so the audience can follow along and take notes. Use the arrow beside of the share and then click Copy Link. Open a new tab and paste in the link. At the end of the URL, look for the word Edit and erase everything up to the /. Type the word Copy. Press Enter to test and make sure that it works. Now, with this link, you're going to create a shortened link or QR code or both. This capability is built into some browsers. There is also a variety of sites that can be used. Once you have the shortened link and the QR code, you can add it to the presentation. So for example, if everyone will be present before beginning the presentation, add it to the first slide, maybe the second slide as well. If you anticipate people coming in late after you have started, give the short link a permanent place at the top or bottom of every single slide so that anyone coming in late can catch up. If you are working with a smaller audience, QR codes work well, but with very large audiences, stick to using that short link. Great. Now your presentation is set with a place for the learner to take notes. They can also grab a copy of the presentation from the link or the QR code that is posted, and they can follow along. So you're all set to present. There are 3 ways to present. So option 1. In the top right, click Slideshow, which opens in full screen presentation mode and no access to the tabs of your browser, which may be ideal for your specific situation. Presenter tools are located in the bottom left corner when you hover. Make sure to use Escape to return to the Google Slides editor. Let's compare that with option number 2. Select the arrow beside of the slideshow and select Presenter View. This time it opens the presentation within the tab of your browser while also opening a new presenter window. The left half of the window includes time, a slide drop-down menu to jump to a specific slide when needed, a thumbnail of your current slide with smaller thumbnails of your previous and next slides, which can be used to navigate to those respective slides when they're clicked. The right half of the window includes audience tools and speaker notes. We'll circle back around to audience tools. Looking back at the presentation, notice you have access to other tabs of your browser. In some cases, this type of presentation view may be helpful when you must toggle between the presentation and other sites or programs without the disruption of having to stop and start that slideshow every single time. Using the 3-dot menu and selecting full screen can be utilized. Make sure to use Escape to return to the Google Slides editor. Now let's compare these 2 options with option number 3. It's a special URL trick. Use the arrow beside of Share and click Copy Link. Open a new tab and paste the link, but don't press Enter. At the end of the URL, look for the word Edit and erase everything up to the slash. Type the word Preview and press Enter. This looks nearly identical to the option 2. Except some people find the presenter tools to be a little bit more easily accessible along the bottom. You still have access to all of the browser tabs and system software programs. You also now have a link that can be shared with others. From the 3-dot menu are all the same options, but please note there are only 2 things that are missing. You're missing your automatic captions and you're missing Q&A from under the More menu. Going back to that URL, you can actually change the word Preview to the word Present. By doing this, this is the exact same thing as option number 2. The only difference is you now have a very specific link that can be shared out with others. Great! Now that you are in some form of presentation mode, let's look at your tools. Use the arrows along the bottom to move forward and back. An alternative to this is to use the arrow keys on your keyboard. To jump to a specific slide, click on the slide number and then select the slide to jump to. From the 3-dot menu, notice all of your options are available along with an indicated keyboard shortcut. Turning on the laser pointer allows you to draw the audience's attention to specific areas of the screen as you move the mouse around. The alternative to this is the pen, which draws directly on the slide. Select the pen icon to change the color or turn off the pen. Select the eraser icon and select Erase All to remove any annotations that were made. Now, notice that annotations do remain on the slide when you leave and then return. That is, unless you erase them manually. So back to that three-dot menu. The autoplay option does just that. It autoplays the slides at a set speed, and you can set it to loop. Another option here is auto captioning, which is great when you are presenting to make your content fully accessible. You have options to specify the text position and the text size. Under More, the one special option here is Q&A. This opens the presenter window again. From the Audience Tool tab, select Start New. Now, along the top, you can toggle on or off accepting questions. When it's turned on, the audience is provided a special link, which is displayed along the top of your presentation. When they open this link on their own devices, they can ask questions. They can also upvote or downvote other questions. These questions can be posted anonymously. On your presenter window, questions will appear. You can use the Present button to display the question to the audience. Please note that the author of that question will be displayed. So an alternative is to read the question aloud instead of presenting it to everyone. If you do choose to present the question, either select Hide or simply navigate to another slide to automatically move on with the presentation. Some people might find it helpful to toggle accepting questions to off for the majority of the presentation, and at specific moments, turn it on, which could help create strategic pauses in the presentation. Alright, so that is it for presenting in Google Slides. Lots to think about. Meet me over in the next lesson. See you there! Hi everyone! For exercise 1, your task is to create an all about me presentation that utilizes a theme, at least 3 slides, and a mixture of media such as text, images, audio or video, shapes, etc. in a way that demonstrates your ability to create Google Slides. Don't forget to play around with all of those formatting options. So pause the video and take your time working through this task. When you're ready, press play to see the solution worked out. Okay, so how did you do? Let's take a look. First, from your Google Drive, select New, go down to Google Slides, and select Blank Presentation. It opens in a new tab. Select Theme on the toolbar. From the side panel, pick a theme. On the title slide, fill in your title and a subtitle, for example, like this. Now, in the top left, add a new layout. Add a title, add some body text. This time, pick a media type to add. For example, add an image. I'm going to click Image on the toolbar, and then select Search the Web. I'm going to search and select a picture of a cat. I'm going to resize and position my picture, and then use the formatting tools on the toolbar to customize it with a border. Back at the top, add another new layout. Again, fill in the text boxes. This time, pick another media type to add. So for example, video. I'm going to click the Insert menu and select Video. I'm going to search and select a video. Once it appears, I'm going to resize and position my video. Back at the top, add another new layout. Again, fill in the text boxes. This time, I'm going to change the format of the text and the text box until it fits the look that I'm going for. And that's it! How did you do? I'm sure you did a great job. Meet me over in the next lesson. See you there! Hi everyone, you made it! Congratulations on making it through all of the lessons. What a journey it has been. Take a moment to think back to where you started and where you are now with all of the Google Slide tricks under your belt. In this course, you learned how to get started with Google Slides and navigate around the editor. Remember, PowerPoint users don't have to convert it if you don't need to. Don't forget all of those view options with guides, rulers, the toolbar, and page setup. Make the editor work for you. We spent quite some time on how to edit slides and insert various tools and media, along with how to format it all. Don't forget about the importance of using the theme builder. It's the best return on investment when you make Google Slides. Speaking of which, Google's file sharing transcends simple document exchange. It fosters real-time collaboration. So utilize the built-in features such as comments and naming those version history to help improve productivity for everyone on the team. To wrap it all up, we looked at how to present and special presentation features such as the laser pointer, the pen for annotations, auto captions, and a live audience Q&A. These will make such a difference during your next presentation. But most importantly, Google Slides is so much more than a presentation tool. The possibilities are endless. Can you believe it? You did such an amazing job. Once again, my name is Heather Matisse. I'm so happy to have been your instructor. Thank you for being on this journey with me. I hope you'll turn to Google Slides for your next project. Congratulations!